Hello students, welcome to my class. Today my point of discussion is numerical integration. Now numerical integration is the process of evaluating the integrand within a definite limit by some tabulated values of the integrand, okay, and when this process is applied to a single variable, then it is called quadrature. So, first going to the detail of this numerical integration, I am going to derive the general formula for quadrature, okay, and then from general formula of quadrature I would like to derive two particular cases, okay, and these two particular cases are the main point of attractions. One is trapezoidal rule and another is Simpson's 1/3 rule. So before going to the particular relations or particular conditions, I would like to do the general formula for quadrature, okay. So for which I am consider the integration I, that is integration a to b f of x dx, okay. So this is an integration. Now f of x takes the values, so actually y is equal to f of x, okay, takes the values y0, y1, y2 up to yn corresponding to x0, x1, x2 up to xn, okay. So actually for x0 it will take y0, for x1 the y will take y1 and so on, okay. So now the first part, that I have to divide this interval a to b into n equidistant parts, okay. So divide a to b, this interval, into n equidistant parts, okay, where the difference is h, okay, the equidistant difference is h, okay. So therefore a equal to x0, the first value, okay. Now then x1 equal to x0 plus h, that is the difference between x0 and x1 is h. Next x2 equal to x0 plus 2h, the difference between x2 and x1 is obviously h, okay. Similarly x3 is equal to x0 plus 3h, and going like this you will get xn equal to x0 plus nh, okay. So that's why I have divided the interval a to b into n equal parts, n equidistant parts, right. So I is equal to integration a to b f of x dx. So you can write it, that is you can replace a by x0 and you can replace b by x0 plus nh, and you can replace, okay, you can replace x in the next step, that is x0 and x0 plus nh. Now first I have to represent this f of x by using interpolation formula, that is it may be forward or may be backward interpolation, but for our understanding I am taking the Newton's forward interpolation, okay. So for which u is equal to x minus x0 by h, okay. So x can be replaced as x0 plus u into h, okay. So therefore x can be replaced as x0 plus uh, and this dx can be replaced as h into du. So this can be replaced as h into du, okay. Now I can express it in the Newton's forward interpolation formula, that is so f of x0 is actually y0 plus u into delta y0 plus u into u minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y0 plus u into u minus 1 u minus 2 by factorial 3 into delta cube y0 plus u into u minus 1, u minus 2, u minus n plus 1 by factorial n delta ny0. This is the last term. Okay. So here I have used Newton's forward interpolation formula. So it is by Newton's forward interpolation formula. Okay. I am writing the short form here. Now, and this is du obviously, and the constant term is h. Okay. So now you can integrate it. So h is h into, that is uy0, that is u square by 2, that is I am integrating u with respect to du, and all the other terms are constant here. Okay. So u square by 2 delta y0 plus factorial 2 means half, that is there is u square, so you can write it u cube by 3 by integrating, minus u, so you can write it u square by 2 delta square y0, plus you can also write it, and here the limit is 0 to n. Okay. So because it is within definite limit 0 to n. Oh, okay. So you can also change the limit here, that is you can also change the limit here, that is x0 can be, whenever it is x0, so here u is 0, and whenever x0 is x0 plus nh, here u is 0 to n. So you can write, you can change this. No, I have forgot to change this, that is 0 to n. So it is 0 to n. Okay, within. So therefore ny0 plus n square by 2 delta y0 plus half into n cube by 3 plus n square by 2 delta square y0 plus, so this is the value of this integration. Okay. So this is the general form of the quadrature. So this is the general form of quadrature. This is the general form of quadrature. Okay. Now I am now going to discuss two particular cases, actually which are the main point of attraction in this chapter. Okay. So what are the particular cases? That is, if I put n is equal to 1, it will give you the trapezoidal rule, and if I put n is equal to 2, it will give you the Simpson's 1/3 rule. So if I put n is equal to 1, okay, so therefore this integration will move from, that is x0 to x0 plus nh. So x0 plus h, in the place of n it is 1, so x0 plus h f of x dx, and it will give you h, it will give you h into, this is y0 because n is equal to 1, and this is half into delta y0. Okay, and we all know that delta y0 is equal to y1 minus y0, we all know that. Okay, so if we put y1 minus y0 here, it will give you h by 2 into y0 plus y1. Okay, so similarly for the next step, x0 plus 2h, I am removing it, f of x dx, it will give you h by 2 y1 plus y2, and similarly in the general step, that is x0 to x0 plus nh, f of x dx, it will give you h by 2 yn minus 1 plus yn. Now if we add all these cases, so therefore x0 to x0 plus nh, f of x dx, it will give you h by 2 into, so here y0 and yn, they are appearing only once. Okay, but the remaining terms, that is y1, y2, y3 up to yn minus 1, they are appearing twice, because y1, and here also y2, if you consider the next step. Okay, so this is y0 plus yn, they are appearing once, and all the other terms are appearing twice. So y1 plus y2 up to n minus 1. Okay, so this expression is called trapezoidal rule. Okay, so this expression is called trapezoidal rule, and it is very important. So remember this one. Okay, this is the trapezoidal rule. Now I am removing this portion. Now the next special case is n is equal to 2. Okay, so if we put n is equal to 2 here, so I am writing here the general expression, that is the final expression. So x0 plus n, it will give you, finally it will give you h by 3, y0 and yn, they are appearing once. Okay, all the odd values, they are appearing 4 times, plus all the even values, they are appearing twice. Okay, and this formula is called Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so these two particular cases are very important for solving problems. Now you don't need to remember it in very detail, the derivation of the quadrature, because they are not so much important and they not usually come in your exam. Okay, but these two special cases, that is the expression for trapezoidal rule and the expression for Simpson's 1/3 rule, they are very important for solving problems in your exam. Okay, so in trapezoidal rule this is h by 2, and in Simpson's 1/3 rule this is h by 3. Okay, and here for both the cases y0 and yn are appearing once, and for trapezoidal rule all the other terms are appearing twice, and for Simpson's 1/3 rule the odd terms are appearing 4 times and all the even terms are appearing 2 times. Okay, now I am going to discuss some problems on trapezoidal rule and Simpson's 1/3 rule. So I am removing it. Now I am writing the formula in the corner so that it would be very much easy to understand. That is that is integration x0 to x0 plus nh f of x dx. This is the trapezoidal rule, that is equal to h by 2 y0 plus yn plus 2 into all the others remaining term. Okay, y1 y2 up to yn minus 1. This is the trapezoidal rule, and this is trapezoidal, and for the Simpson's 1/3 rule I am writing here, this is h by 3, this is y0 plus yn plus 4 into y1 plus y3 plus y5 plus up to yn minus 1 plus 2 into y2 plus y4 plus up to yn minus 2. Okay, all the even terms, right? So this is the expression for Simpson's 1/3 rule. Now I am going to discuss problems regarding these two formulas. Okay, so the first problem is evaluate evaluate 0 to 1 1 plus x 1 by 1 plus x square dx using trapezoidal rule by taking using trapezoidal rule and Simpson's 1/3 rule by taking h is equal to 1 by 4. Okay. So this is the problem. Now you have to evaluate this one once by trapezoidal rule and in another terms by Simpson's 1/3 rule by taking h equal to 1 by 4. Okay. So it is given that h equal to 1 by 4 and here a, that is x0, is 0 and b, that is xn, is 1. Okay. So we all know that xn equal to x0 plus nh, we all know that, that is b is equal to a plus nh. So b minus a by n is equal to h. So therefore 1 minus 0 by n is equal to 1 by h is equal to 1 by 4. So n is equal to 4. So this interval 0 to 1 can be divided into 4 equidistant subintervals. Okay. So if we consider this is 0 and this is 1, so the first portion would be 0 to 1 by 4 because the difference between two consecutive points is 1 by 4. Okay. Then 2 by 4 and then 3 by 4 and they are all equidistant and this distance, all the distance are 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. Okay. Now I am tabulating the values for x and y. Okay. So first x0 is 0. So what is y? Y equal to 1 by 1 plus x square, right? So y0 would be 1 plus, the corresponding y0 would be 1 plus 1 by 0 square and that is 1 by 1. So this is 1. Okay. Now if x1 equal to 1 by 4, then the second term is 1 by 4. So therefore y1 will be 1 plus 1 by 4 square. So that is 1 by 16. So that is 17 by 16. So you can write it 16 by 17. Now the next term would be 2 by 4. So therefore you can write y2 is equal to 1 plus 2 square by 4 square. So that is 1 plus 4 by 16. So 20 by 16. So you can write it 16 by 20. Okay. Now what is x3? x3 is 3 by 4. So therefore y3 is 1 plus 1 by 3 square by 4 square, that is 1 by 9 by 16. So it is 25 by 16 and you can write it 16 by 25. And similarly the last term, that is x4. So you can write it as y4. So 1 plus 1 by 1 square. So 1 by half. Now I am converting them to the factorial form. Okay. Then the point form. So 16 by 17, that could be written at 0.94117. Then 16 by 20, that could be written as 0.8 and 16 by 25, that could be written as 0.64 and this half can be written as 0.5. Okay. Now we have got all the values here. Then you can substitute it in this formula, that is the trapezoidal rule. So therefore I is equal to that is h by 2. So here h is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 into half, that is 1 by 8. Now y0 plus yn. So y0 plus y4, because y4 is the last term here. Okay. So y0 plus y4. So you can write it as y0 plus y4 plus 2 into y1 plus y2 plus y3. Okay. So 1 by 8, that is y0 plus y4 is 1 plus 0.5 and this is 2 into y1 is 0.94117 plus 0.8 plus 0.64. Okay. So 1 by 8 into, that is obviously 1.5, because 1 and 0.5 is 1.5 plus 2 into you can add them. So 0.64 plus 0.8 plus 0.94117. Okay, so that is 2.38117. Okay, so 1 by 8, that is 1.5 plus into 2, that will give you 4.76234. Okay, so 4.76234 plus 1.5, that will give you 1 by 8 into 6.26234, and it is divided by 8, and you will get 0.78279. Okay, I am taking 5 digit after the point. Okay, so by trapezoidal rule, you will get this answer. This is by trapezoidal rule. Okay, acha trapezoidal rule. Now our next problem is by, you have to evaluate this by Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so by Simpson's 1/3 rule, h is h by 3. So what is h? H was 1 by 4 and it is h by 3 means 1 by 12. Okay, then y0 plus yn. So what is y0? Acha, this is y0 plus y4 plus 4 into the odd term. Odd term means y1 and y3. y1 plus y3 plus 2 into the even term. Even term is y2 only. So 2 into y2. So 1 by 12. This is y0 plus y4 means 1.5 plus 4 into y1 is 0.94117 plus y3 is 0.64 plus 2 into, what is y2? y2 is 0.8. Okay, so I am calculating it at once. That is 0.94117 plus 0.64 into 4. So you can write it, that is 1 by 12, 1.5 plus 6.32468 plus, this is 1.6 actually. So plus 1.6 plus 1.5 and it is divided by 12. So you will get 0.78539. So this is the value for Simpson's 1/3 rule and this is the value for trapezoidal rule. This is Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so I have computed the same problem by using two formula. One is the trapezoidal rule and another is Simpson's 1/3 rule, and for both the cases the up to point, the two places that it is same, and then it is very slightly differing. Okay, now the second part of this problem is, hence compute an approximate value of pi. Okay, I am removing it. The second part of this problem is compute an approximate value of pi. That is, the problem was 0 to 1 dx 1 plus x square. Okay, so it can be, if you directly integrate it, it will give you tan inverse x 0 to 1. So this is tan inverse 1 and tan inverse 0 is 0. So this is pi by 4. Okay, so for trapezoidal rule, so I am removing this. Hope you have understood this. Now for trapezoidal rule, the I was 0.7 0.78279, and that is actually pi by 4. Okay, because this is again I and this is also I, so this is pi by 4, and for this case pi is 0.78279 into 4, and therefore 0.78279 into 4, so it will give you 3.13116. Okay, this is the pi for trapezoidal rule. Now for Simpson's 1/3 rule, the I was 0.78539, and that is equal to pi by 4. So therefore pi is equal to 4 into 0.78539. So therefore 4 into 0.78539, so that is 3.14156. So this is the value for pi by using Simpson's 1/3 rule, and this is the value for pi 3.13116 for trapezoidal rule. Okay, so actually this is giving you the most approximate value, I think. Because we know that the value of the pi is 3.14 and something. So this will give you the more appropriate value of pi by Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so in this problem I have used the two rules, that is the